Hello, secure transaction students. I am coming to you to complete the last assignment, which you didn't quite finish up the last time we met, and that had to do with fixtures, and we had problem 101 to do. So let me quickly recap what we learned about fixtures. Fixtures are, of course, those goods that become so connected to real property that an interest in the fixtures arises under real property law. So it's a question to look at the common law of the applicable jurisdiction wherever the fixtures are located. Now, why is that important? Why is that the preliminary analysis, the first question when you're dealing with the fixtures problem? Because what you're generally worried about is the possibility that there's a mortgage holder that would have priority and defeat you as a secured party. However, if the mortgage holder will only have an interest if the items turn out to be fixtures. If a judge determines that they're not fixtures, then you don't have to worry about the mortgage holder because the mortgage holder only has a security interest in the real property and any fixtures there too. Okay, so that's the first question. And during class, we went through the various arguments that can be made, how much one question is how permanently were the items attached to the real property, how much damage would be caused if you were to remove them, what is the difficulty of removal, what is the intention of the party for those items to stay there forever or not. Okay, we also had the rule about ordinary building materials. And if you have something that's an ordinary building material like bricks, then as soon as they are built into the house, any security interests are terminated. And so if you're dealing with ordinary building materials, the mortgage holder is going to win every time. Okay, so what else? So the general rule has been, as we say, has been that the mortgage holder will have priority over someone with a security interest. Okay, what is an exception of that? If the items turn out to be not fixtures, but just equipment, well, then that will give the secured party priority. Also, if the secured party is a purchase money secured party, and then files a fixture filing, in the appropriate place, wherever property interests are filed, files a fixture filing within 20 days of the items becoming fixtures from the date that they were installed. So if you're a purchase money secured party, you can defeat the mortgage holder. You can also defeat a mortgage holder if you file your fixture filing, whether it's a purchase money security interest or not, but you file a fixture filing before the mortgage is recorded. Then you're the first to file and you will win. So that's another way to win. So you can win if it turns out not to be a fixture, a secured party will win. If your purchase money security interest files a fixture filing within 20 days of installation, you will win. Now, what about, and if you file your fixture filing before the mortgage is recorded, you will win. So there are three exceptions to the general rule that the holder of the mortgage will defeat the secured party. But there's an even more, so now what we're looking at is kind of the mortgage holder is a good place to be. You'll generally defeat the secured parties, but a purchase money secured party is the best place to be. You can defeat if your purchase money secured party in fixtures and you file fixture filing within 20 days, then you will defeat the mortgage holder. So that's a great place to be in. And so the purchase money secured party, once again, enjoys super priority and is the king of the hill. But there is one party that can defeat the purchase money secured party in fixtures, and that is the holder of a construction mortgage. And so let's take a look at what that is. We'll share the screen here. We will go to my desktop, and here we have 9.334 about fixtures, and we're looking at H, which is about these construction mortgages. And first comes the definition, which is pretty straightforward. But this is the mortgage is a construction mortgage to the extent that it secures an obligation incurred for the construction of an improvement on the land. So what we have here is, instead of just a bank giving a loan to a home purchaser and then taking a mortgage in that home, that's the more typical case. What we're dealing with here is when the bank gives a loan to a person or a company to build a building, build a new headquarters, to build a dream home. Then you have a construction mortgage. And if you have that, we'll see you even defeat a purchase money secured party that filed within 20 days. And where do we see that? Here we go. Here, a security interest in fixtures is subordinate to a construction mortgage. Okay, that's the general rule about construction mortgages. That if you have a security interest, you're subordinate. Construction mortgages will always win. But there is one exception here, buried into it. If a record of the mortgage is recorded before the goods become fixtures, and the goods become fixtures before the completion of the construction. So, in order to enjoy this super duper, not just super priority goes to purchase money secured parties, but super duper priority goes to these construction mortgage holders. But you still need to, in order to enjoy that, you need to file that construction mortgage. You need to record it before any fixtures are installed. So you can't file it later on. But once you file, you get your, you make the loan as a bank. First thing you do is you file that mortgage, the construction mortgage, and then you know that you will defeat everyone. You will defeat not only all secured parties with an interest in this or that fixture, but you will even beat a purchase money secured party filed within 20 days. Super duper priority defeats that super priority. But if you forget to record your construction mortgage, then you're going to lose to these secured parties. You've got to record your mortgage. Okay, so let's turn to, let me stop sharing, I think, here. And let's get to problem 101. Simon Mustache, interesting name, decided to erect an apartment building on a vacant lot he owns. So we borrowed $4 million from Construction State Bank, CSB, to which he mortgaged the real estate and all appurtenances or things affixed thereto, now present or after acquired. So the mortgage holder does have to have language clarifying that its interest extends not only to the real property and the building, but also to fixtures. So you got to have that as a mortgage holder, but yes. Anyway, let's go on here. Simon and CSB signed the mortgage, good, which contained a legal description of the realty, and the mortgage was filed in the real property recorder's office. Is the mortgage effective as a financing statement? Yes. For the purposes of Article 9, if you file a mortgage, that has the same effect of filing a fixture filing. Okay. A small point, but important one. Very good, and that's in 502C. Now, during construction of the apartment building, Simon Mustache bought a furnace on credit from Blast Home Supplies, giving Blast a security interest in the furnace that described the real estate. Now, this is obviously a purchase money security interest. Blast is selling the furnace on credit, taking a security interest in that very item. And let's see, so they have, Simon, they bought the furnace on credit. They have a security interest, so they had some kind of security agreement. And now, where should Blast file its financing statement? And of course, we're going to want a fixture filing here. You could file a financing statement, and that might give you protection against, let's say, a lien creditor or an unperfected secured party. So filing a financing statement is not without legal effect. It does have some protection. It defeats those people for whom filing a financing statement makes them subordinate. But what we're worried about here is the mortgage holder. And filing a financing statement never helps against the mortgage holder. You got to file a fixture filing. And where do you file them? Wherever the property records for that piece of property are filed. So it's going to be a local county registrar. Okay. Let's see, is there a technical sentence the drafters added to the financing statement or that we should add? Yes, we need to add that it should be filed with the property records. Why would they add that? Just to make sure or increase the possibility that the fixture filing will actually be recorded at the, with the property records. And if someone doesn't make the mistake of saying, oh, this is a financing statement, let's file it over in the financing statement registry of the Secretary of State, we want to help make sure that it's in the property records. Okay. I don't know how helpful that is. I can't imagine very helpful, but that's the purpose. Okay. Even if Blast files a proper financing statement in the right place, that is a fixture filing, let's take that as meaning, even if they file the proper fixture filing in the right place before the furnace is installed, will Blast prevail over the bank? And what they're describing there is the perfect purchase money secured party scenario where they sell the furnace, take a security interest in that furnace through a security agreement, and then they file a fixture filing in the proper place in the recorder's office. So now, as long as they do that within 20 days of installation, they should have their super priority. And under the law that we've learned so far, they would have super priority. But it doesn't matter when you're dealing with a construction mortgage. The construction mortgage holder will win. So being a purchase money secured party is not great when you're dealing with a construction project. So how do we deal with this then? Because we know the purchase money secured party is necessary to break that stranglehold that the bank has. That the mortgage holder, as soon as they file, record their mortgage, they will defeat all subsequent secured parties. The only way to break that was through the purchase money secured party super priority rule. So what do we do now? Well, we'll get there. In any event, even if they had filed and done everything right as a purchase money secured party, they would lose to the construction mortgage. Let's see where we go from there. If CSB's interest is not perfected, will Blast prevail? Yeah, I mean, the CSB's interest is a mortgage, so the language here is a little muddied. But if CSB's interest, if they didn't record their mortgage, will Blast then prevail? And the answer is yes. And it's not so much a purchase money secured party rule. It's not, it's this rule that, hey, if the mortgage isn't filed and you're a secured party and you get your fixture filing in before that mortgage is recording, you will win, even if it's a construction mortgage. So getting your fixture filing filed is the ultimate position of superiority and priority. But it's just rare for it to happen. So generally the construction mortgage holders will win entirely. And then the last question here is, what can Blast do to ensure itself of priority? You know, what if you don't have this purchase money secured party tool any longer to break the stranglehold of the construction mortgage holder? So what if you want to buy that hot tub, that jacuzzi hot tub that costs $10,000, but the construction mortgage holder, the bank won't give you the money. You want to go out and buy it from a manufacturer and give them a purchase money security interest, but that won't work. Construction mortgage holder is going to defeat even that. So what choice do you have? It really puts you in a tough position. And there's always one remedy, no matter how the law of Article 9 is turned against you, that you can enter into a intercreditor agreement, a subordination agreement with the construction mortgage holder and say, hey, it's really important that we get this jacuzzi hot tub installed. I understand you will not loan them the money, so we would like you to agree to, in the event of bankruptcy, you would agree to us having priority with respect just to that hot tub that we are financing for them, that we're selling to them. And then you can have the rest. If you can enter in an agreement like that, then you're golden. Then, you know, just through contract law between you and that other party, that other bank, you can assure yourself priority and then feel good about extending the loan. So that's the solution. That's the end of our discussion on fixtures. Of course, the discussion boards are open, and we can discuss any questions you might have in class as well. Okay, so I will see you shortly.